This rubric was designed to address an educational website. It can be used as a way to critique websites using universal guidelines to ensure all websites are looked at with the same criteria. Teachers, parents, and students need to know what a good educational website should offer. Users need to know the standard for quality so that when they are looking for a resource of knowledge, they can tell the good from the great and can identify the not so great. The rubric could also be used for educational website designers to have insight on what their users or consumers' demands and needs are. Educators will be using the rubric to ensure the website they choose to use in the classroom are creating the most productive classroom environment.
When critiquing an educational website, one factor to consider is curriculum connection. A distinguished website addresses state required standards and clearly illustrates which learning resource or activity meets which standard. The site has easy navigation between standards for the user to choose from. User can do a keyword or standard search through the database and pull up information. The site contains sufficient amount of resources for all core standards and has cross-curricular activities or resources available for the user. Teachers, students, and parents should know how and know all possible connections and applications of the desired resource.
When critiquing an educational website, another factor to consider is authenticity. A distinguished website contains data and/or activities that are relevant and up to date. All of the data is taken from reliable sources and can be verified. This allows users to work through the site without worrying about inaccurate information being presented that can cause confusion.
Differentiation means tailoring the delivery and assessment of content to meet individual learners' needs. When designing a website that addresses differentiated instruction, you should look for how standards correlate, the availability of formative assessments, and options of different skill levels on the same content. Learners should have a variety of options to engage in and demonstrate learning in multiple ways. Various types of questioning and assessments should be provided based on prior knowledge, interests, and abilities. Tiered content and assessments need to be present.
When critiquing an educational website, one factor to consider is how user-friendly the website is. A distinguished website is well organized so the user has a very clear understanding of what they can learn from the site, what they are learning, or what they want to learn from this site. The user can easily access their desired information. The user has control over their own speed in which they are learning the knowledge, as in starting and stopping or offline access. As the user progresses, they have an assessment to indicate and illustrate the user's understanding of learned knowledge. The user needs to be aware of what they are learning and their progress within that task. This gives the user ownership of their own learning.
Motivation can be described as a state that energizes, directs, and sustains behavior. Motivation involves goals and requires activity. When assessing the value of student motivation within a website, the following should be taken into consideration. Learners should be highly motivated to use the site independently without the guidance of the teacher. A tangible reward system needs to be evident, and it should motivate learners to achieve higher levels of learning and engagement. Positive reinforcement needs to be clearly present and consistent.
When critiquing an educational website, another factor to consider is reporting progress. A distinguished website contains criteria for success that is clearly stated. There are also going to be several types of assessments that can be used for checking progress throughout the website. This allows users to ensure they are having success with the website and learning what they need to know from the site. We hope this video helps you to understand our rubric and how to find a distinguished website to use in your classroom.